Hello, thanks for stopping by the channel. This is Safecracker, the ultimate puzzle adventure for the Nintendo Wii. It's a ridiculous title for a puzzle adventure game that was released by the Adventure Company, originally on Windows in 2006. The Wii version came out in 2008, and there was a Nintendo DS version in 2009 as well. And although I'm playing this one on the Wii, the first thing that's really obvious when I started playing this game was that it felt like a retrofitted mid-90s PC game. It's got a point-and-click interface, and although you're using the Wiimote and the nunchuck in this one to get around, and it works, it certainly feels like it was built for a keyboard and a mouse. We do have a basic story here, although it's honestly nothing to write home about. An eccentric billionaire has passed away, and you are hired by his family to search through his mansion and find his will. He apparently was really into puzzles and safes, and he hid it somewhere inside. It's a simple enough premise, and it's really just an excuse to string a bunch of different puzzles together. And that's fine. No worries there. The puzzles here are all going to be some sort of an interactive mechanism that you have to figure out how to manipulate and solve. Some of these are certainly going to be easier than others, and I got through the first 4 or 5 solves I think within an hour and a half of playing, and then it slowed down a lot. I think the first device you run into makes sense enough. You use the directional buttons that you have in the corner of this little puzzle here, and you move the colored beads into the correct corners. Unfortunately, not all the obstacles in this game are going to be as easy to understand as this one. There are no instructions lying around, nothing on the floor, no pieces of paper you can pick up that'll tell you what you need to do. Hopefully, you can just look at what these things are and understand what you're supposed to do with it. Most of the time in this game, I think, is spent just trying to really understand how something like this is supposed to work before you can actually get underway to try to solve it. It's nice that the solutions are also pretty varied. I mean, there's not a lot of duplication or doubling up on puzzles here. Maybe there are a couple of similar looking keypads, but there's a lot of uniqueness to these solves as you move forward. You don't actually travel particularly fast in this game, it's all point and click, and as you're moving along, the game has loading times. Plenty of loading times as you move around. I wouldn't say it's as bad compared to some of the games I've run into on other systems, but for backgrounds that I'm pretty sure are just flat images, it's a little annoying to have to wait to get some of these screens loaded into memory. I'd consider this one to be family friendly, I think, for sure, although I'm also pretty sure that younger members of a family would probably give up on this game fast. These puzzles are not for little kids. I mean, if you have to decipher the concept of a puzzle before you can start plugging away at it, you're going to be limiting your target audience. I will say though, when you do solve and beat a puzzle and a door opens or a drawer slides free, it's actually pretty exciting. Seeing even a small animation on screen as something opens to reveal the next piece, that's pretty great. So progress feels good with this game. There's also a map screen you can access to help you navigate the mansion, but I gotta tell you, it feels like a waste. We're not trying to navigate a giant maze here, it's the individual puzzles that matter. It also takes time to load the map and switch back and forth, and I'm just not a fan of loading times. The map just feels a little wasted to me. I've also played other PC games that feel just like this over the years. We have a mystery game here, but there's also a fine line between mystery and horror sometimes. When I was playing this one, I kept feeling that maybe some monster should jump out from behind a corner to try to get me. Something just to show up and scare me, but it never does. It's just a mystery game. There's also a basic background music that plays as you wander around, and that probably adds to the tension, but it's really just something to fill the air. I think it's forgettable enough, and I don't really want to listen to it at all, so turn it down, play your own music on a stereo or something. That's probably a better way to play this game. There's also spoken audio from time to time, but when that happens, the words also display on screen at the same time, so you can just read them if you want. It's not a problem. I think if you like puzzles in general, you might like this one. Some of these are certainly going to be easier than others, and some of these are actually pretty complex and kind of tough, but the mechanisms and concepts they have going here are really interesting, and it lets you save your game along the way, so you can play this one over multiple sessions. I have to say, great job including the feature. Thank you. Personally, I inherited this game from my brother when he got rid of his Wii collection, so the price was right for me. But after sitting down and playing this one for a little while, I actually think I would spend some money to buy this game. I guess I wouldn't spend a ton on it, but I'm pretty sure it's inexpensive to start. Some of these puzzles are really well thought out, and it's pretty clever. Not bad. Well, that's all I have today for Safecracker for the Wii. If this is your type of video, please feel free to like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And thanks for stopping by the channel to take a look. Hope to catch you on another video.